One man stood on the deck of 3 historic catastrophes, and somehow lived to tell the tale. It was a cold, quiet night on April 14, 1912. The sea was eerily calm, a flat, black mirror under a starry sky. All was still aboard the massive ocean liner, a vessel deemed practically unsinkable. A critical wireless message about ice fields ahead came through, but it never reached the officer on duty. The ship continued its journey, cutting through the darkness at top speed. Suddenly, a lookout's frantic cry pierced the silence. "Iceberg, dead ahead." The command was shouted, "Hard to port. Full reverse." But the maneuver came too late. A grinding shudder vibrated through the entire hull. Up on deck, ice crystals tumbled down. The officer, Charles Lightoller, felt a strange tremor in his quarters. He initially thought little of it, perhaps a minor scrape. But then another officer appeared, his face pale, reporting that seawater was already flooding the mail room. Lightoller rushed upstairs. The ship had fallen silent, its engines dead. A deafening roar of steam venting from the boilers was the only sound. He found the captain and had to shout directly into his ear just to be heard. "Should we prepare the lifeboats, sir?" The captain gave a grim nod. Charles began the evacuation, enforcing a strict rule, women and children first, with men only allowed to help row. At this point, most believed it was a mere precaution. The ship's design was supposed to keep it afloat even with multiple compartments breached. He later wrote that nothing could have prepared them for the truth. But the truth was a brutal 6-compartment gash. As the bow began to dip, a creeping dread took hold. The ship's band started playing a solemn hymn. Lightoller discovered one lifeboat filled with 24 terrified men. He ordered them out, his voice cutting through the panic. Every boat was launched, though some were not filled to capacity. The final craft was a collapsible raft stored on the roof. As the deck tilted violently, Lightoller and a crewmate cut it loose. Then, the Titanic made its final, sudden lurch. A wall of icy water swept Lightoller overboard. He was pulled down, trapped against a metal grate, certain his life was over. But a sudden boiler explosion deep within the ship created a surge that thrust him back to the surface, gasping for air. He found the overturned raft and clung to a rope. A massive funnel crashed into the sea beside him, the wave pushing the raft to safety. He and about 30 others huddled on the upside-down craft as the great ship vanished into the abyss. After rescue, as the most senior surviving officer, he faced intense inquiries. Some doubted his testimony, and the shame of survival weighed heavily. Years later, during the Great War, he commanded a naval vessel. One night, his ship lay in wait in the Thames estuary. He had posted a lookout with exceptional hearing. The man soon signaled. He could hear the engines of a German Zeppelin, a monstrous airship terrorizing London. The colossal airship appeared directly overhead. A fierce battle erupted. Tracer rounds struck the Zeppelin's tail, but it retaliated, dropping bombs to lighten its load and escape. Lightoller later remarked it was sheer bad luck they didn't bring the giant down. His actions, however, earned him a medal for distinguished service. He would later describe his enemy with utter disgust. In a darker chapter, his ship sank a German U-boat. Survivors were seen in the water, but Lightoller, filled with a warrior's hatred, did not accept their surrender. Reports suggest his crew fired upon the men in the sea. He never admitted to the event, but his memoirs reveal a deep loathing for submarine warfare. After the war, he retired and bought a small motor yacht, seeking a quiet life on the water. But peace was not to last. In 1940, with a new world war raging, the Navy requested his yacht for a desperate mission, the evacuation of Dunkirk. They wanted to take his boat, but the aging hero refused. "If she's going," he declared, "my son and I are taking her." So he set sail across the channel with his eldest son and a young scout, heading directly into the war zone. The English Channel was a chaotic scene of smoke and desperation. His tiny boat, licensed for 21, was soon packed with 127 exhausted soldiers, men clinging to any hope of escape. The overloaded yacht sat low in the water, its decks crammed with silent, weary faces. The return journey began, a slow, perilous trek back towards Ramsgate through waters patrolled by the enemy. Then came the distinct, screaming whine of a diving aircraft. A German Stuka dive bomber had locked onto them. The soldiers braced for impact, but Lightoller stood firm on the bow, his eyes fixed on the approaching plane. Remembering a tactical lesson from his late pilot's son, he understood the bomber's trajectory. He watched, calculating, as the plane lined up its attack run, the scream of its engine growing to a deafening roar. At the very last possible second, he yelled a command to turn hard. The yacht lurched, and the bomb splashed into the sea harmlessly, a geyser of water soaking the men but leaving them unharmed. They had cheated death once again. They made it back to Ramsgate, the overloaded yacht a testament to sheer will. The chief petty officer at the dock stared in disbelief at the mass of soldiers disembarking. "My God, mate," he exclaimed to Charles, "where did you put them all?" This incredible feat, pulling 127 men from the jaws of capture, would later inspire the character of Mr. Dawson in the film Dunkirk. Lightoller's story is one of relentless survival. From the frozen Atlantic to the fiery skies over the Thames, and finally to the desperate shores of France, he stood where history broke, and did not fall. His small yacht, the Sundowner, is preserved to this day in the Ramsgate Maritime Museum, a tangible piece of a legend. His life proves that fortune favors the resilient, not just the lucky. If you found this tale of survival against all odds compelling, please support our channel by hitting the like button and following Winds of Thought for more incredible histories.